Good afternoon, Professor. My team and I chose to analyze and discuss the General Motors ignition switch recall. I was in charge of discussing recommendations on how to handle the situation as it became an external failure. But because my team gave this presentation so long ago, I wanted to briefly go over the actual problem. The problem with this switch itself was that the plunger was too short, as shown in this. This is the previous model, and this is the model that they replaced it with to fix the problem. The plunger was too short and the spring was too weak. This caused the switch to spontaneously turn from on to ACC or off. The reason that it would turn spontaneously was because there was not enough grip to keep it from turning on its own. The biggest problem that General Motors was encountered with were wrecks. When people realized that this was the problem with their airbags not deploying, they come for General Motors, and then General Motors put out a recall. One of my partners discussed the internal failures, recommendations for internal failures. One of the ones was TQM, Total Quality Management. He chose this because you can work inside the factory to create quality at the source. You can make sure that the products you put into your final products are of the greatest quality so that there will be the least amount of problems. I was in charge of the external recommendations after external failure. Mary Barra worked inside the company for a while. After the recall was sent out, she was promoted to CEO. I think she did a great job because she come out and she was very transparent for the most part. She tried to be transparent. But one of my recommendations was that she could be more transparent. When all of the emails and calls and problems started flooding in, they were put on the back burner and there were not responses because they had not figured out what the recall was. Once you get word that there's problems with your product, especially a car that can cause this much damage because of a failure that your company had, you need to make sure that you get back to those people and respond to them as quickly as possible. One of the things that Mary Barr said was that she was going to change this company. She said it's going to be the same company, but it's going to be different ways. And what she meant by that was that it's still going to be General Motors, but it's going to be run in a more sufficient way. One of the other things that I recommended was repair procedures. When she come out and wanted to speak to the public, she should have been ready to give them the exact procedures that customers needed to do and needed to go through so that they could repair this ignition switch before it caused problems in a wreck. This is a cartoon that one of my partners put in our PowerPoint. Thank you.